In this part of Module 6, we're going to take a closer look at how ads motivate us. First, an ad has to grab their attention. You can't persuade someone who isn't paying attention. You've heard this before. This goes back to our discussion on motivation and also learning and memory. This is an example of an ad designed to grab your attention. The only question is, what's this an ad for? Is it an ad for lingerie? Is it an ad for shoes? Is it an ad for a podiatrist? I don't know, because the ad gives us no information. The only information this ad gives us is the name. Well, this is an example of information processing. I'm not familiar with this name, so the ad means nothing to me. On the other hand, if you are familiar with the name, this could be a very successful ad. Promise them a benefit. Promise, large promise, is the soul of an advertisement. It's as true today as it was in 1759. Advertisements promise you things, whether directly as with problem-oriented ads or indirectly as with positioning ads. The products shown in the ads must promise you a benefit, otherwise, why buy? Find or create a problem. If you're asking people to change, whether it's change products or change ideas, they need a reason. If you're asking them to take an action, whether it's to make a purchase, embrace a belief, or vote for a candidate, they need a reason. Creating a problem gives people a reason for change. This ad points out a problem. On your deathbed, will you wish you spent more time with the company controller? Well, that's a cheery little thought. Well, perhaps I'll look closer into this advertisement and see what the message is. But it's certainly defined a problem for me. The payoff of all advertisement has to be benefits. Promise a benefit. If you've created a worry, promise them a solution. If you suggested an action, show them the result. This ad grabs your attention through the use of the unusual female figure. It identifies the problem. There are 3 billion women who don't look like supermodels, and only 8 who do. And it suggests a solution. Visit the body shop. Whether or not this ad is successful will depend on whether it grabbed your attention, how clearly it articulated the problem, and how much that problem relates to you as an individual, and whether or not you believe the solution or the benefit. So how do ads do these things? Well, you use different techniques in different media to grab attention. And in fact, this is true of all forms of communication, not just advertising. If someone doesn't watch a television program or listen to you as you talk, there is no communication. Plus, the more engaged the reader or viewer is, the less critical they will be of the message. Engagement, deep engagement, enthusiasm tends to ride over our critical facilities like a wave. For print ads, the photo or the headline has to grab the reader's attention. And you've seen some examples of both photos and headlines in our earlier presentation. For the entire newspaper, you must place your strongest headline above the fold. The headline in the top half of the paper, as it sits in the vending rack, must be compelling enough to motivate a purchase. For radio and television advertising, it's the first 5 seconds.
Pepsi Cola hits the spot. 12 full ounces, that's a lot. Twice as much for a nickel too. Pepsi Cola is the drink for you.
If you're not engaged from the very start of the radio and television commercial, the ad will not have any impact on you. This particular print ad tries to grab your attention through its use of language. B movies, hell, we've even got C movies. This particular ad, which we've seen before, also uses strong visual imagery to grab your attention.